Hi Capricorn, and welcome to your first of two Zodiac Taroscope readings for the month of March. We are actually not doing a topic this time, Capricorn. We're just going to pull from my Kyle Gray angel decks. Okay, this one being Angel and Ancestors. And we're just going to see how things go. Remember, you can watch this if you are a Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, or if you have Venus in Capricorn, you can look at this from a relationship perspective. This card that I'm going to pull, it could be something that's going on with you right now. It could be for the month of March. You may find it just ties into the rest of the reading. The other thing that I want to mention, Capricorn, as soon as I get this card out, so let's get it here. Arrow, okay, is that this may be your message. I have about 5 or 6 decks I'm pulling from here. Any one of them could be your message. So make sure you stick around to the end because it could be here where you hear what it is that you need. All right. Arrow, surround yourself with protective energy. Now the arrow card comes under warrior symbols. All right. So number one, let's take the message as it is. Surround yourself with protective energy. Call on Spirit, God, Source, Universe, whomever it is for you. I always like to also call on Archangel Michael to surround me in blue light with his sword of truth and keep any negative energies, entities, or beings out, okay, when I do my readings and stuff like that. But just in general as well, even, you know, if you're on a long road trip. But here's the thing. Don't be afraid to call on Spirit to protect and help you, okay? That's one. The other thing is here with arrow, being that this is a symbol, and I'm literally taking it in this set of readings as it is, I want to say when it comes to whatever we're going to see here, if you're waiting on a sign, a synchronicity, if you have been praying for something, meditating on something, you've planted seeds and you're waiting for it to come to reality, to fruition, you know what? Be on the lookout for arrows, whether you see them. Look, I have arrow here and tattoo, right? So you may see arrows, you may see an arrowhead, you may see arrow jewelry, you may see arrows on TV. Wherever it is that you see them, stop yourself and just what was I thinking about in that moment? Or, oh, that is my sign, my synchronicity. Ask Spirit to show you an arrow, okay? Or they're coming out and saying, we're going to show you an arrow. However you want to think about it, Capricorn. But let's continue on here. Let's get some more messages. White eagle, ancestor spirit. Connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. I just spoke about this in Sagittarius. Maybe for some of you, you might want to go back and, because I was talking about your ancestry, watch the Sagittarius reading, okay? Sometimes we have ancestry that isn't so happy. It isn't so positive. And a family wound or pattern can be healed now. That's what this message is about. I'm going to pull a tarot and I'm going to talk a little more about that, okay? Remember, your ancestry can be your immediate family, your grandparents. It can go back to your great-grandparents. It can go back 2 generations, 5. It can go back 10, okay? And we can carry unknowingly these wounds into this lifetime. The other thing about it is we may be aware of the stories of our ancestors and know what that wound is and what needs to be healed from it. But it's time that I feel they're saying you need to do that for yourself, maybe for your family, in order for you to have, and I love that the 10 of Cups come out here, this happy, emotionally fulfilled family place, even if it's just you or your spouse or your significant other, okay? You deserve this, all right? But maybe you're having a hard time getting to this great emotional fulfillment because of the wounds or patterns, and you need to connect to this and figure it out in order to move forward in this direction, okay, so that you can get to that 10 of Cups. I mean, the 10 of Cups is the happiest. It's like Disneyland, the happiest place on earth, right? Like that is what you would want. Okay, same as 10 of Pentacles. You're getting everything you want, what you want to achieve, whether it's an abundance, again, happiness, money, whatever it may be, the best job, all of those things. So I feel in order for you to do this, you may have to do a bit of ancestral work. Okay, go back and watch. I want to say the Sagittarius reading. You could find some interesting tidbits in there. It's time to cut the cords of those old ancestral patterns. So I really, really like surround yourself with protection. You go in and you cut the cords. Does it need to be a whole big cord cutting ceremony? Sure, if you want to participate in something like that, you can find them. But you can also ask Spirit, God, Source, Universe, or whomever to help you to cut the cord to this. But you have to heal from it. It just can't be, oh, I'm going to cut the cord and it's over and done with. No, the healing still needs to take place, or the wound needs to be healed. Okay? Sometimes we know what the stories of our ancestors are and we don't like them. And even though we may not think about it all the time, it is still, Capricorn, a wound that we carry, and it needs to be healed. Okay? This is your message strongly in order for you to get to here. Look, King of Wands, this little wise owl has been showing up. I bet you out of 12 readings, he's at least been in 6. Okay? So because he can see things big picture, this is the King of Wands, and I think this is why he keeps coming out. I call him the wise old owl, all right? And they want you to be wise about this. So in other words, you can't just say, cutting the cord, you didn't heal, all right? You didn't do the work that it's going to take to heal this. And it may not be a lot of work. It may be a lot for some people. But the King of Wands, he really gets quite excited and inspired and passionate about what it is that he wants to do. They want you to feel this way about this. He wants you to see the long-term success, this 10 of Cups. To see it, to envision it, to look at everything in your life big picture and what would that look like so that you can get there. That's why this King of Wands, I swear, keeps coming out all the time, because it's like you need to have the vision, right? You need to have that drive for long-term success, but to be able to have that, you need to be able to see it first, right? And then you go after it. Let's get another card. Hope. This is Archangel Hope. Authentic reclamation. It's time to call back all the lost parts of yourself. Maybe for some of you, this can be its own message, okay? But it can also tie back to here. Because maybe you've been attached to stuff that's not good for you and you've lost bits of yourself in it. A person, a place, a thing, a habit. Okay, it could have to do with your ancestry. But with Archangel Hope, call on her with Spirit and ask to bring back who it is that you authentically are. Okay, it could even be as a spiritual being who you authentically are. It will be different for different people, but you need to claim back those lost parts of yourself. You know, we come here as a spiritual being, we get put into a human body, we lose that spiritual part of ourselves sometimes, and we have a hard time getting it back. But look, 6 of Wands here. I love that it came out with this. Here you are here, and over here is where you need to be. And on one of the Rider-Waite decks, it's a boat that goes from point A to point B. Over here isn't you. It may be a little rocky, a little turbulent, or it just might not be you. But over here is, you need to make the journey to get to the other side, to the better place, Capricorn. You need to reclaim it yourself. You need to reclaim yourself. Over here is not who you are. It's a version of you, but it's not the true authentic you. And certainly may not be somebody that you would like very much. So let's get over here to be the person that you would like. Be the person that you'd like to spend time with. Okay? Let's continue on. Oh, I loved that. Be the person that you want to spend time with. Doesn't mean you lose all parts of this. You just clean it up, I want to say, right? You just might want to clean it up a little. And just because something has been passed down from generation to generation to generation, I talked in, I think, the Sagittarius reading also about, you know, it could be drug addiction, it could be alcoholism, it could be other types of abuse, okay, that has just continued and continued and continued. You can be the one to stop that pattern. I am presence. That's Saint Germain. Love that. Okay. Light body activation. Accessing the divine within. It's what we talked about right here. It can be remembering who you are in spirit as a divine being. And for others of you, it's just becoming the authentic you here on earth. This one here. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, she is grounded. And I always say when this card comes out, because it's been coming out in the readings as well, look, caring and nurturing and grounded and kind and helpful. Stable for her little child elephant here. I feel like Spirit wants to give you, we can call them downloads, we can call them intuitive hits, we can call them bright ideas. I've been talking about that this round. They can be called many things, okay? But they want to give you that activation to want to find the divine within you, the good within you, the God source, the spirit source, the universe source within you, okay? Doesn't mean, like I said, you lose all parts of who you are over here. You just kind of lose the bad parts, right? And you become the person that you'd want to hang out with. Okay, let's continue on. I'm loving this message for you. This one's moving along quite quickly. The messages are very clear and very precise, I feel, Capricorn, which you would appreciate in a reading. It may make it a little shorter than some of the others, but you know what? Not on message, it's not short. Sanat Kumara, open channel. Love it. I just said downloads, right? Oh, love this. Signs, codes, downloads, and sacred information. Maybe you're someone who's meant to be a channel and you get all that information sent to you because you're meant to spread it or use it in some way, okay? That can very much tie into this right here. You may want to look more into this sort of thing. I always say in one of these readings, we can't go straight down the rabbit hole. It's too much. But it's here because it's sparking something in you, and hopefully it's sparking in you the want to go and learn more about it. Queen of Wands, look, with the King. Maybe you do this because you're meant to come to your Queen of Wands. All right? She's very fiery, and she's passionate, and she's ambitious and confident, kind, independent, okay? Very determined. She can be the social butterfly at times. Maybe by doing all this, it leads you. Look, if you're looking at this as a love reading, if you have your Venus in Capricorn, here's a message for you. But even not, if you didn't look at it as a love reading, it's still kind of popping in here, I feel, with the two of them being diagonal from each other. It's like the King needs to find the Queen. And maybe by opening up and becoming the person that you want to hang out with, you find your counterpart. Oh, very lovely for you, Capricorn. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, let's get one of your last cards here. And this card is from the Angel Prayers deck, okay? So there's a prayer on here. It may tie in, it may not. Also, Capricorn, you may have found that one of these messages tied in. I just want to say, because we're talking about who you really are, as I said, you are not your parents. You are not your grandparents, your great-grandparents, 2, 5, 20 generations back. You are your own person. You are your own I am, okay? Maybe read about Saint Germain too. If you want to look up Saint Germain, he's a divine master, an ascendant master, and it's all about transmutation, transition, and transmutation. So, just saying, you might want to look that up with the I Am presence. Archangel Chamuel, open your heart. You need to have an open heart for this. You need to be emotionally, you want to get to this 10 of Cups, but you need to be emotionally, I just realized as I'm sitting here and I look at the 6 of Wands, I think I read it to you as the 6 of Swords, to be honest. But I did that because you needed to hear that message. This is success. When you become who you truly are, it's successful. I'm just going to say that, okay? But also keep in, because things happen for a reason, and I did read it to you as the 6 of Swords. But you need to have an open heart. You need to be emotionally connected to making these changes and finding out who you truly are. And whatever barrier, whether it be your ancestry or just not knowing who you truly are, not being able to connect with the divine, not being able to accept the downloads. Here's the thing. Thank you, Chamuel, for removing the barriers around my heart. You have to approach this from a heart-centered space with love, care, compassion, not just for yourself, but for other people. But we are talking about you here in this reading, okay, Capricorn? So it would be about you, okay? The barriers around your heart so that you can accept all of this, want to work on it, be willing to work on it because you're passionate about it. This is your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. Look, always remember that arrow symbol. You could see it in books, movies, tattoos, wherever it may be, watching a video. It could be your sign and symbol. So just... and I feel it's tying in here too with the ancestry as well. Protect your energy during all of this and move forward. You can do it, Capricorn. Total faith in you. You're determined. You're a very determined earth sign. Thank you. Check out some of my other readings, and I will see you in maybe the short and sweet towards the end of the month, or even if you want to check out some of my other readings now. Thanks so much.